Lisa. Today on DoodleDrawArt, we're going to draw a cute mummy dog. You're going to need a pencil for your sketch lines and an eraser to erase them, and also a marker. I'm going to color this in Photoshop after, and I'm also going to put a printable on my website. You can click the link up in the corner to go and get your own printable mummy dog. So I'm going to start off with his nose right here on the side of the page, just floating a circle on here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Then I'm going to make the top of his snout, and it's going to curve away from his nose just like this. And then for the bottom of his snout, we're going to come to the other side of his nose and make a bigger curve that's going to come underneath like this. So now we'll make two eyes. So a circle here, just above this line we drew, and another circle right beside it, like this. And his eyeballs are going to be in here. I'll just draw those in so you can see where they are. And then we're going to draw the top of his head. So coming right from this eye, we're going to make a curve which will be the top of his head. And then we'll make his ear. So we're first going to make a line that comes out to the side, and then it's going to come down like this in a curve, and then back up towards where we came from. And same thing on the other side. We have this ear, so the other one's going to come up like this, and then a curve towards his eye. Great. So this is a rough sketch. Don't worry too much about the details. We really just want the shape of a dog. So the next thing is the back of his head. So it's going to curve from underneath his ear, just a curving line coming down like this. And now we have his neck and his back. So his back is going to come down like this and curve under toward his back leg. So now down here we can make the curved line for his back leg, and then we'll make his foot. So I'm almost running out of room, but not quite. So I'm going to make his foot curve up and over like this, and then connect around to his back. Again, these are just sketch marks. They don't have to be perfect. So up here now we're going to go back and put in his collar. So it's just going to come from under his chin around the back like this, a curve. Comes down, and we're going to come back underneath the same line we just made and down like this. And because he's kind of a goofy, happy dog, we're going to let his tongue stick out. So let's just make his dog tongue right here, sticking out to the side. We're going to erase all of these other sketch lines later, so it's okay that we can see his neck right through there. So now let's draw his chest. So from right at the bottom of his collar, we're going to have a curve that comes down toward the bottom. And then we'll draw his legs. So one straight line here, and another one right here. These are coming right down till it touches his other foot, and then we'll draw his little paw, a curve, and it's going to come back in and touch. And his other leg is going to be over here, and it's going to come around, and this one's a little bit higher up because it's further back. And we left just enough room for his tail, so here we're going to make a curve that comes up toward his body and back down. So this is the outline of our dog. Now what we're going to do is turn him into a mummy dog. So we're going to use our Sharpie, and we're going to make all kinds of wrapping all over our dog. So let's start off with the easy part. Let's start off by wrapping up his ear. So right up here, we're going to make a line that goes a little bit along his ear like this. And then we're just going to curve down and come back to the top. And, well, actually, before we do, let's make a line right along here. That's where his ear goes. And then we'll make another curve then that connects these up. So that's one piece of toilet paper, or maybe it's gauze. I don't know what mummies are made out of, but it always looks like toilet paper to me. Now we're going to make another piece that's sticking out from behind, just coming out a bit, and it's going to curve down. This one's going to come out to the edge of his ear, and then we're just going to come down the ear shape, and we're going to bring this line to connect. Now we're just going to do the tip of his ear, another piece that's going to stick out like this, and then connect in right here. And then the rest of his ear right here has one more piece. So now his ear is all wrapped up. It looks good. So now let's start to wrap up his head. So we're going to make one wrapping that's just going to come straight across like this, curving around his head. And we're going to go down along this other line we drew, and then we're going to curve around like that. Now, if you don't want to draw this yourself, you can go to my website and print your own coloring page to color. And then I made a line that goes along his head, and now this one's just going to tuck underneath all the other wrapping, and we'll just make another little one under there. Now this eyeball, I want to stick out of the wrapping. So I'm going to start to make the top of his circle for his eye, just like this. So now when I make the next layer of wrapping, it's going to come down like this. It's going to come over the top of this other eyeball, why not? And go right over to the side, like that. And now we have this line. Let's wrap up the front of his face. So let's come right beside this eye, and let's scoop all the way down to the front. And we'll make the thickness of the gauze or the toilet paper, and then we're going to come right back up towards the top like this. Looks good. Sharpie's getting a little dry. I'll draw slower. My Sharpie is telling me draw slower. So I'm going to finish this eye, and I'm going to make his eyeball. So nice round circle in there. And then I'm going to finish this other eye as well. So I'm just going to go under and around and up and make his other eyeball right in there. Looking good. All right, let's draw the tip of his nose. So we're going to go around like this, and that much we know for sure is going to be not wrapped up. So let's do the piece that comes right in beside here. So we're going to draw a line over like this, and then we're going to curve around and down towards this other piece, and come back up and go down towards this other piece. And now we're just going to have a little bit sticking out behind. It's going to come down to this one. And now let's make one that comes all the way from here up toward his mouth or his nose, and down like this, and then back in. And then we'll have a little bit sticking out there and a little bit there. So now we can see the rest of his nose. That will be right here. All right, let's do his other ear, and let's make this one nice and easy. Let's make a line that goes just outside of his ear and wraps down toward his head, and then this one's going to come in too. And then let's make one that goes along this way and up, and then just one to close it off. So that ear is all wrapped up. Now let's draw the bottom of his face. Actually, let's make this piece right here keep going through like this and connect here. So this one was coming down underneath. We'll close them off right in here. And then we'll draw this line here for his mouth, and now I'm going to draw his tongue. I'm going to color this red when I color it, so we know it's a tongue. And now we're going to wrap this part of his head. His tongue is sticking out, and we want to have him all wrapped up. So let's imagine that this piece here was coming along this way. We're just going to wrap it up like so. Looks good. And then we have to wrap some that come down here. So make a line on the outside of his head, and let's bring it up underneath that one. And one more bit here closed in. Let's just make a line that goes right through there. He's looking pretty good. Now, mummies are usually kind of tattery or falling apart a bit. So let's imagine that this one that's coming underneath here, let's imagine that it sort of has a little sticking out piece of wrapping. And maybe we'll do another one just down here, just a little wrapping that's curving out, gets wider, and then it comes in and gets skinnier like that. Great. Now let's draw a little bit of his collar. So let's draw the part where it's connecting, like this. And then we're going to make this little bit of collar and stop. Just that much. So that much we're going to see for sure. And then let's wrap him up. Let's make a little wrapping that goes along here. And let's make this one come down around to the front of his chest like this. And then wraps back up and around. And now you can also see that this will close his collar like that. And then we have some wrapping in behind, so make a line that goes this way. And we'll make a little line here to close that up. Okay, it's looking good. Let's keep going. Let's wrap up his foot. Alright, so let's make a line that swoops like this, and then comes down around each of his legs, each side of his leg, and then back up. And then let's make a shorter one that goes down this way and wraps like this. And then let's make one here that's going to go crooked down like that and wraps in. And then let's make one here, goes around his foot, and then we'll close it off underneath. Good. All right, so we've got this one wrapping from here. Let's see this one. Imagine that it's going to come down a little bit from up here and wrap. And let's bring another one wrapping this across ways. Let's go from here. Let's cross his body this way. There. And then let's make this one here swoop up sideways. Looking good. Okay, now here's his leg. Let's make sure we can see that there's a leg here. So let's wrap this way and down and down and around. And let's do another one that's wider. It comes behind him this way, like that. And then for his foot, let's make one that goes this way and under, and another one that goes this way and down, and then a little curvy one here. So let's just close off this line and bring it under like this and make one little line through here and close them off. Alright, so his leg is all wrapped up now. And so now we've got this leg wrapped and this leg wrapped. We just have to wrap a little bit of his body in here. So let's imagine that there's one coming down all the way like this, from all the way up here, closing, and then we'll just make these lines here connect. And there's probably one back there somewhere. So it's most interesting if they criss-and-cross. If they just go always in the same angle and direction, it doesn't really look as much like wrapping. So we're just going to make a line that comes through here. Makes this look like it's wrapped this way. Then we can close his belly off there too. Okay, 2 things left. 1 foot, 1 tail. And so we're going to wrap this foot like so. And like so. And then his tail. So let's start at the top of the tail, and actually let's make it stick up like this. That could be a little bit of the wrapping. And then we're going to go like a candy cane. We're going to go swivel down and connect. Swivel down and connect. Because this is how you would wrap a dog, right? Swivel down, where a dog's tail would have, you'd go like twist around and around and around. And now we'll go leaving a little gap this way maybe. And one more here. And close it off like that. And then we'll probably just have one of those little like ends showing there. Alright, so those are all of the lines you need to draw a mummy dog. And the next thing that you would do is you would get out your eraser and you would erase all of your sketch lines. And then you're ready to add some shading. So I'll do this in Photoshop, so you've probably seen the thumbnail, which with the coloring already done, and you can color it any way you like. And I hope you drew this Halloween mummy dog. And please tell me what you would like to see me draw next, and hop on over to DoodleDrawArt.com and print your own coloring pages. Thanks for watching. See you next time.